A beautiful woman suffered from a strange illness. She had been in a coma for 10 years and couldn't wake up. Her father hired the most renowned medical experts nationwide for this reason. But they all found themselves powerless to help, because every time treatment reached a critical juncture, countless black chi emanated from the woman's body, causing the treating doctors to fail. Even the white-haired elder known as the Saint of Medicine employed his peerless technique, silkworm pulse diagnosis, but in the end he still couldn't withstand the assault of the black chi. Just when the father was at his wit's end, his younger daughter arrived with a beggar. Under the astonished gaze of everyone, the beggar swiftly pressed his finger against the eldest daughter's wrist, transformed his powerful physical body into a golden dragon to engage in a fierce battle with the black chi. Eventually, he managed to eliminate all the black chi. Only then did everyone realize. They all began asking about the beggar's background. But what they didn't know at all was that, on the surface, the beggar was extremely unkempt. Although he begged on the streets every day, in reality, he was accumulating merit to withstand heavenly tribulations. Whenever he saw someone on the street in life-threatening danger, he would use a time-freezing spell to halt all things, then teleport next to the person in imminent danger. After sending them to a safe location, the beggar would restore time to normal, thus averting a tragic car accident. Coincidentally, at that very moment, a beautiful woman was frantically searching for the top-tier medical prodigy to treat her sister, hurriedly walking down the street when she accidentally collided with the beggar. The nearby steward harshly berated the beggar, accusing him of recklessness for daring to bump into their second young mistress. However, this woman was extremely kind-hearted, not only stopping the steward's scolding, but also thoughtfully giving the beggar 100 yuan to buy food. Noticing her kindness, the beggar cast a divination for her and warned her not to walk on the right side. But the woman dismissed his advice and walked straight ahead. In desperation, the beggar teleported beside her and pulled her out of the way. Seconds later, a flower vase plummeted from the sky, narrowly missing her. This convinced everyone the beggar possessed real abilities. The woman pleaded with him to save her sister, even offering to marry him if he succeeded. The beggar agreed to follow her home. But the father reacted with obvious disdain upon seeing him, scolding his daughter for bringing a beggar to disrupt the household. Judging by the beggar's appearance, he was certain the man lacked real skill. Facing their rudeness, the beggar turned to leave. The daughter quickly knelt and begged him to stay, then pulled out a dagger and threatened self-harm, to force her father to let the beggar stay. The father reluctantly agreed, but as the beggar approached the patient, a bodyguard blocked his path. The beggar knew this was a test of his abilities. He used his inner strength to draw a horizontal line on the ground, warning the bodyguard not to cross it during treatment. The bodyguard ignored the warning and stepped over the line without hesitation. Suddenly, his entire body stiffened and he couldn't move. Everyone was stunned by the sight. No one expected a simple line from the beggar to possess such power. But the white-haired medical sage nearby was skeptical, claiming the beggar had poisoned the bodyguard with underhanded tactics. He used his unique silkworm needle technique to attempt detoxification. But as he channeled spiritual energy, the bodyguard, who had been immobile, actually fell into a coma. The sage immediately regretted his actions. This made everyone view the beggar with new respect. They hoped he could truly cure the eldest daughter's affliction. The beggar wasted no time and rushed to treat her. But the menacing black chi still tightly coiled around her body, clashing fiercely with the beggar's spiritual power. Failed doctors secretly hoped the beggar would suffer a backlash, believing he'd meet the same fate as them. To their surprise, the beggar suddenly clamped her wrist and precisely eradicated the black chi. Yet the eldest daughter remained unconscious. The father anxiously asked about his daughter's condition. The beggar revealed she wasn't sick, but had been poisoned by an adversary. He then carried the eldest daughter into a private chamber alone, preparing to use a unique method to draw out the poison. Leave your guess in the comments. Will the beggar successfully detoxify the eldest daughter? Stay tuned for the thrilling continuation.